this tutorial is going to come in really handy if you've got two pieces of fabric you want to join together with invisible stitching, like on a sewing machine, but you can't get to the other side of your fabric, the wrong side. For instance, if you have just made a bag and you want to turn the bag through a gap you've left in the lining or one of the internal pockets, how do you join that lining up? Well, you've got two options really. You can top stitch the inside and then put your lining back in place. That leaves obviously top stitching, which is quite visible, or you can use the invisible stitch method, which will join the two together. The seams will stay flat and you won't be able to see the stitching at all. So let's get straight to the tutorial. Okay, so today I've been doing some of my Ellis storage bags, and they need to have a gap for you to turn it through. So perfect for an invisible stitch. I've already threaded up my thread here. I'm using a bright pink, so you can see that it's a really good contrast against both of these colours of fabric, but you know, you really won't see it at the end, so it doesn't matter what colour thread you use. First thing to do, put a knot in the end. I like to make a little loop, go back to front through it with my needle and just pull to make a little knot. Okay, then we want to bury that knot. It doesn't matter which way around you work, whether it's that way or this way. I like to bury mine in here. So I'm just going in the lining and up through the seam and coming out right on the top where the crease is around the throat. Then I come up where the gap begins. Okay, so then I can just push that down. I don't have to worry about tying in my end anymore. And then I turn around and then I work my way across right to left. So we just came up the lining and we're going to go back into the exterior exactly level with where we've just come up on the lining. Not in front, not to the back, but exactly level. And I'd say a little bite of about 1/8 of an inch, 3 millimeters. That's all we're going to take. Come up. Don't pull. And there you can see you've already, easy peasy, you've got your first rung of the ladder. Okay, and then we're going to go into the lining this time, directly level with where we came out of the exterior there, the exterior fabric that is. And again, same bite, try and keep these nice and uniform if you can. I'm going to put my thimble on actually. These aren't for display, I'm using all of them. Okay, there's the second rung, back into the top of the exterior. Out of the exterior too. So we've got 3 there, and into the lining again, exactly level with the stitch we just came out of the exterior with. There we go, there's 4. Just make one more. And now this is where the magic happens really. You can see that we've got 5 bright pink rungs of the ladder, and gently pull to the side and they all disappear. And then we keep going all the way across until we've closed our gap. And I'm just going to do another 4 or 5, show you once more. And then I think you've got the gist of it, because it is that simple. And once we've done this 4 or 5, we've got a few done there already, I'm going to show you how to finish off your end. Okay, so here we go, as if by magic again, pulling to the side, not above. There we go. And just stopping quite firmly, but not really tough, because if you do, you're going to wrinkle this up. Right, I'm going to go across, I'll meet you at the end and show you how to tie off. And now we're going to bind off with a little knot. We've come to the end here. It's looking quite invisible. And the way we do that is, I've just come out of my exterior and I can go anywhere, but I'm going to go really close to where I came out on the exterior. I'm going to go very close to that, and I'm going to just take up a couple of threads in my fabric, and I'm going to wrap 1, 2, 3 times my thread around my needle, keeping those wrapped tightly around the needle. Don't let them get all floppy, so hold it in place with your thumb and finger, and then pull gently through that whole knot, and there it is. So now you've got a knot at the beginning, you've got a knot at the end, and I'm just going to go put my needle in very close to where I came out, so we still don't see anything on the surface of the fabric, and just anywhere you can, just wiggle it through right down, so that your basically your last end of your thread is going to stay between the 2 layers of fabric, and then come off, snip that. Be careful not to make a hole. It's a bit heartbreaking if you do that right at the end of your project. And there we have it, the invisible stitch. So if you got value out of this tutorial, please like, love, share, get notifications, subscribe, and I will see you for my next tutorial. If you've got comments or suggestions about what you'd like to see for my coming up in my next tutorials, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you would like to see.